I'm all snowed in here, kind of, sort of. I mean, I'm not, but most people are. I like the snow. Where I live is kind of up in the mountains, not like Rocky Mountains, Ozark Mountains. Mountains are mountains, windy, snaky little roads, and most of these people don't drive very well on dry pavement. They definitely don't need to be out in the snow. And a lot of them, thankfully, have the sense to be aware of that. So the whole world kind of shuts down around here when it snows. I like the snow also because it's an anomaly where I live. It doesn't happen very often. So everything kind of shuts down and gets quiet the way it used to be around here. Now, I guess the argument could be made, you're stuck in the past. Well, that's true. I'll be the first one to admit it. It was better then. Made more sense. Everything's kind of quiet, kind of shut down. And for whatever reason, kind of the helpful spirit of people comes out. Seems like, somebody gets stuck. I had neighbors get stuck this morning, went out to try to offer help, and they pretty well got it licked just shortly after I arrived. Had nothing to do with me, but I was willing to help. Doesn't bother me any. I'm not doing anything else, so I'll go help. But you see that a lot. Seeing it in these California fires that are ripping through LA and surrounding areas. Whatever it is about disasters, it kind of brings out the helpful side of people. But like I said, it quiets down, and that's the way life used to be here. This town was 2,500 people when I showed up a couple decades ago, and now it's 20 times that. Same little bitty roads, no guardrails, no shoulders. 20x the population. You can imagine how that went. The town south of me, that was Nothingville too. There was about 10,000 people there. Now I think it's about 75,000, give or take, booming more every day. It's a dystopian nightmare. It's apartment buildings, and then also apartment buildings with some apartment buildings mixed in, because people can't afford the houses around there. They're $2-3 million. A lot of them, you start getting around the hub of the town, the town square. Well, people can't afford that, so they rent. That ain't my thing. I don't dig on that, personally. I don't do, and never have done, Uber or DoorDash. I don't get things delivered to me. The reason for that is multifold. But a big part of that is, say I need, some notebook paper. I could get on the Scamazons and they can deliver it whenever they get good and around to it. So, part of that, I need paper right now, maybe, where I'm just throwing out examples. So I'm going to go to the store and get it. And by going to the store, I might run into some new people that I've never met. I might run into some people that I do know. Hey, man, how you doing? What have you been up to? And this and that. The possibilities are limitless just by going out and interacting with people. And you get the DoorDash, Uber, delivery, you're out of all of that. They just ship it to your house. And some people dig that. They're I don't interact with people. I mean, whatever floats your boat. Just saying that, I don't know, just seemed things were better when people interacted more so than they do now, seems to me. But when you start thinking about things, or when I start thinking about things, and the quieting down of this chaos, this mess that a lot of us find ourselves in, especially if you were in a small town and the town is booming now. When it quiets down, you can hear yourself think, you can get around, or I can, in the snow. But it makes me think of, these things that used to be. You might used to see the old farmhouse with an old barn, and especially around here, there wasn't really 100-acre farms or anything like that, but a lot of people grew subsistence crops, subsistence farming was a big thing here. You might feed a cow that you had for your milk and, have a handful of chickens or whatever. Whatever you grew fed that. You had a vegetable garden. Well, now they pave all that. They tear the barn down and they bulldoze the house, put it all in a dumpster. They pave the thing, put up strip malls and apartment buildings and coffee shops. Again, if that's your thing, have a ball. This is your time to shine. I don't much dig on that kind of stuff. But they take once fertile ground and ground that could be fertile again, and I believe we're going to need that just shortly. Well, now it's not good for much of anything other than a parking lot. They put concrete over the ground. You're not going to grow any vegetables in concrete. I suppose the argument could be made, well, concrete can be busted up just like the farmhouse was tore down. It's true, supposing you can get fuel to run the machines. It's sad to me when they demolish things that once were, or the old farmhouse and barn, let's say. They call this progress. The trouble with that is, at what cost? You're coming on a whole generation of kids now that have never been near a farm animal. A lot of them never been out of the city. And there's nothing so disgusting to me as to see pictures. It's not like that quite yet around here. It will be. They keep on the pace that they're on, and they are. You see pictures of schools like in New York City, and it's just pavement. It's pavement everywhere. And they got a paved playground for the kids with a chain link fence, because that fence keeps the kids from running out onto the street where they're going to get hit by the endless traffic. Kids need dirt and trees and farm animals. But you got a whole generation, multiple generations now, of kids that have never seen their whole life's been indoors. That's really disturbing to me. It's like that they're so far removed from nature that they don't know the first thing about it. Nature to them is maybe going to the local park, if there is one, seeing 5 trees, but they got a tablet in their hands, so this whole world's going on around them. That's disturbing to me. It's going to come home to roost. And nobody gives a damn what I think. I'm half 100 years old. I have less time in front of me than I have behind me. Totally comfortable with that. But people that are coming up behind me, like my kids, they're going to have to live in this world. Turns out you can't grow food where there's pavement. Just throwing that out there. Maybe a helpful hint for the future. I don't know. Progress, huh? You're progressing all right. But to what? Hey, thanks for watching. I do appreciate your time. You feel free to put your comments down in the comment section. I always read those. Those are interesting to me. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.